Well, good morning, good people. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo and Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here, and let's wake up the football guys. Wake up there, guys. How you doing this morning, Stuart? You know, it is great to be alive. Today is hump day, and take a look at that down there, guys. 29 days, 10 hours, 45 minutes, and 50 seconds away from kickoff of the 2022 season, and I literally cannot wait to get it on. You know what? I have heard so much smack and so much trash talking, so many lies being made about things that I've said and so on and all that. And I'm going to get back. I'm going to get to you, Philly. I'm actually going to have to come back. And you know what? I hate to do this to you. I hate to do it to you, but I'm going to go through because you done told lies on me now. You done exaggerate. I'll tell you what, I'll say you exaggerated the truth. And you Eagles have got a big head, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Today, the Dallas Cowboys are breaking camp. That's it. Oxnard is done until next year. It literally seems like it was the blink of an eye having training camp. I can't believe that a week ago, less than a week ago, I was there, and it seems like that was so long ago. It's done. Now they head for Denver. Couple of days of practice now. We talking about practice. And scrimmage Saturday, boom. The season is coming fast and furious. And the question is how is our team going to be? Now, I want you guys, so many times I say things and I'm told I'm crazy, I'm stupid and all that. Just kind of like last year when Philly 500 was talking about how they were going to double moonwalk on the Dallas Cowboys and the Cowboys suck and this, that, and the other. Only to find out that the Cowboys beat them twice. But then they're so delusional that they say that first game didn't count. They say it didn't count. Oh, it meant nothing. Oh, and of course, they say, well, the last time you beat us, we weren't playing our starters. Well, if that's the case, why don't you take off one of those victories that you had against the Washington Covids? See, you know, what comes around goes around. But be that as it may, I'm not going to lie and say that the Eagles didn't get more good personnel. You know, I mean, I've heard your running back, Miles Sanders, talking about this is an all-star team, even though that's not a football term. That's a baseball term. And maybe he's right. It's a baseball all-star team. But football-wise, the jury's out. Anyway, let's get back to the Cowboys. Interesting thing came out yesterday about Joe Pheben and the assistant offensive line coach. Now, I have not been the biggest of Joe Pheben as an offensive line coach. To me, it's kind of like skinny chefs. I don't trust a skinny chef. I'm sorry. If somebody's cooking, I want somebody who's big. Somebody looks like they've enjoyed food. If you're this big in the chef, I don't know about you. I just don't know. You know, you're talking about like cucumber sandwiches and stuff like no. I want me my pulled pork barbecue type chef, okay? And Joe Pheben, looking at him as an offensive line coach, he doesn't really have that look. He just doesn't have that look to me. But be that as it may, him and his assistant offensive line coach weren't really on board with the Tyler Smith pick. Okay. Well, I tell you what, the Cowboys picked him. You better get on board with it. You better get on board with it because he is going to be here, and we need to have him be a monster. We need him to be a monster. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, you know, leave your feelings at the door of us drafting a guy that you really weren't on board with. You need to make him the best player that he can be. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We have to get him up to speed. And I'm hoping that he is going to be the one. See, when I talk about guys that look like an offensive line coach. You think of Marco Colombo. He got that nasty kind of skull. He's big. That's the guy you look at and say, yeah, that's an offensive line coach. That's the guy that's been in the trenches there. That's the guy that's been to war and understands what it's like. Which is why I look at a Dan Quinn who was a nose guard, not a nose tackle, he was a nose guard, undersized, got the crap kicked out of him because that's what happens at position. He understands, he's been to war, he's been there. I don't know that Joe Phebin has, but be that as it may, apparently the Cowboys don't even need to show up this season. In fact, the NFC East just needs to take off. Why even show up? The Eagles are the team. Let's go to ESPN and listen to Chris Canty say what he's going to say about how good the Philadelphia Eagles are and how the Cowboys have literally no chance in hell.
Not going to be easy in the AFC West. Canty, are you buying or selling the Eagles winning the NFC East?
Oh, Graz, I'm buying it in the big way. I believe that football is won at the line of scrimmage. And when you look at the Eagles, they have the best offensive line and the best defensive line in the NFC East. You're talking about a quarterback going into his second season as a starter. I believe in what Nick Sirianni is building in Philadelphia. Eagles win the division.
Yeah, the Eagles look stacked on both sides of the ball, and we've been having this conversation for much of the offseason, but Mike, you've consistently made the point, and I don't think it's in dispute, that the Cowboys have the better quarterback, and that matters, right? So if you look at Jalen Hurts, like, what does he have to do this year? What does he have to show this year to make good on the promise that the rest of the roster seems to have?
His accuracy down the field has to improve, and specifically when the ball travels 20 yards or more down the field, that's where Jalen Hurts has struggled. If he can improve upon that, guys, look out. This team will be really hard to beat when you look at some of the weapons on the outside. But here's the statistic, which is when the ball's in the air 20 yards or more, he was 20th in the league in completion percentage, and that's not good enough. And if I know that, so do opposing defensive coordinators. So that's something that has to be improved upon. And if he can do that, he has great work ethic, great character. They will be hard to beat. But that is a big area of concern, is his downfield accuracy.
Diana, how do you size this up, this Eagles-Cowboys debate?
Well, Jason Kelce told me recently that he would go to war for Jalen Hurts. And it wasn't that type of speak of, oh, let's go get him, teammate. He really believes not only just in what Jalen Hurts can do naturally with the talent he's been given, but the improvement, the growth, and obviously this roster that GM Harry Roseman has built around Jalen Hurts to be successful. So it's almost like he doesn't even need to be that great. But if he is, that's an extra bonus. So you have one scenario in Philly where you've got all the pieces around the quarterback that are fantastic. We've got the D-line, the O-line, the receivers, the running backs. Then you got Dallas, where this is on the shoulders of Dak Prescott. We can break it down in a million different ways, guys, but the Dallas Cowboys' success this season sits on Dak Prescott's shoulders.
Yeah, I mean, look, we do focus on these quarterbacks, and for good reason. They're great and they're exciting. But you know, the story for Dallas much of last year was their defense. And Chris, you think the Eagles have done enough work on that side of the ball that they should be right there with them, right?
Absolutely. You're talking about a top 10 defense from a year ago, and all they did this offseason, Graz, is get better. They added James Bradbury to play opposite of Darius Slay. They added Hassan Reddick, a double-digit sack man from the Carolina Panthers. Not to mention drafting Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean to go into their front seven. So I love the way that this Eagles defense is set up. They're going to create field position. They're going to steal extra possessions for that offense. While I agree with Mike Tannenbaum that Jalen Hurts has to be better throwing the football, I disagree in terms of the area of improvement. Jalen Hurts has to be better on the shorter and intermediate passes with his accuracy. Last year, he was 18 for 70 in tight window throws. Now, adding A.J. Brown should help that, because A.J. Brown was top 5 in receiving yards on tight window throws. So that should be an area where we see Jalen Hurts' game take a quantum leap. And if he does, look out, because this Eagles team won't only win the NFC East, but you're talking about them potentially going on a deep playoff run.
Quick final word.
Yeah, this is why we're talking about how valuable the quarterback is. Dallas lost all these players, Amari Cooper amongst others. Chris did a great job talking about all the players that the Eagles added. but the difference between Prescott and Jalen Hurts may make the difference in Dallas winning.
Plenty more time to discuss this as we get closer to the season. Of course, the struggles as the team transitions to a new offense.
All right, so there's no point in our Cowboys even showing up for the season. The Eagles are head and shoulders better than everybody else. They are, in fact, a dream team. But this reminds me of what we heard last year, which was like Mike Greenberg, all the praise about the Washington Commanders. They talked about the great defense that nobody was going to be able to run against, and the defensive rookie of the year and Chase Young. They talked about Ryan Fitzpatrick, who was going to be less Ryan tragic and was going to be great. Somehow, they didn't quite live up to expectations. And expectations are the building blocks of resentment. Well, we'll have to wait and see, but there's a reason why you actually play the games. The Eagles, boy, they are high flying. They are talking so much smack. The last time I remember a team talking this much smack, I have to say it was the New York Giants in 2016, after that season where they beat the Cowboys. At least they beat the Cowboys twice. And they were considered a Super Bowl favorite. They went out and they got Brandon Marshall. And they said, how are you going to stop that passing attack? The Giants, somehow, since then, they've been in the toilet. But we'll see what happens this season. The Eagles, they don't lack any confidence. You know, I just hope we can compete. I'm Mark Holmes, and I appreciate you guys. Hope you're having a great day. And later on, I will be dealing with my son lying on me. Until then, I will see you later.
Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report.